Good morning. I wanted to share some visions and thoughts that came during the night, and I thought they would be pertinent for many of us, so I wanted to share them with you. I did post the video, was it yesterday or the day before, on my book, The Awakening Ones, but with this comes a responsibility for all of us that are talking about spiritual awakening or spirituality or woke or any of these labels, tags, whatever we want to call them. We get tested. And it was really clear in my night dreams that everything that I say, so everything say I post on Instagram or any other media, which I don't do too much of the other ones, is something of an inner knowing within myself. So it's a soul recognition. It's a soul sharing of a knowing. But with that comes the tests. And the tests are when we take our thoughts and we share them. And then therefore, then what happens is we have to integrate those into our own life. So we can eloquently speak truth. We can just have it down, all the wisdom as far as the speaking of it goes or the sharing of it. But the real test is, are we living it? Are we integrating it into our everyday? And for me, mine always comes back to faith and trust. And every time I start to get into a really great place of trusting and all kinds of crazy stuff are going on in my life, but I'm still riding above that wave, somehow something comes from the side to say, are you still trusting? Are you still believing in your message, what you have to share, what you know within yourself? And I do end up questioning myself and then trying to fight against the river and want to do it like other people are doing it, or sharing the way that the experts say I'm supposed to share information. And it's so easy to get sucked back into that instead of just resting in the moment. And so that is what's going on for myself and many people on the planet. I had a 2-hour conversation with one of my friends and clients from Canada called me, and she expressed what was going on in her life, and I could see the parallels in my own. Hers was coming through a different medium of what she was being challenged than mine, and it was really evident that she called me not just to solicit my advice or my wisdom, but for me to hear what I was saying to her as I allowed it to come through me, to hear it myself and to really ingrain that within my soul. So what I wanted to share is some of my night dreams. As you can see, I just write on anything that's it's available. So I have paper all over the place, so I don't end up a lot of times even having access to it. So yes, so it's the integration of words, thoughts, and actions. And I think that's really important. That's where the real tests are coming. Are we integrating those within our absolute being? Because when we've done this, we will never even use words like awakening or spiritual whatever, or any of the terms. We will just be that. And in the being that, we will attract all of those into our world that want what we have. So I think each of us does have a high spiritual calling, and we're becoming real aware of it. And therefore, we have to take that information and be in the moment with it and not get so easily sucked into what happened in the past or what I need to take care of in the future, which obviously, writing on this bill that came from the Department of Motor Vehicles for another registration fee. I kind of opened it last night and went, oh God, another bill, and just thought, okay, I'll just leave it and deal with it tomorrow because there's nothing I was going to do with it right now. But it ended up being the perfect thing to write on in the night. So anyway, that's all I really wanted to share. How can we show up in each moment? How can we be true to what our soul is telling us, what our guides are telling us, what they're sharing with us? We have the wisdom. We actually do know when we're on the right path because there is a flow. There's a real sense of ease and grace. And, our planet is so easily controlled by fear money. It's become these alternate gods money has, and financial freedom, we call it. But I just realized, in many ways, my car, which I always thought was my freedom, is it really, or is it my prison? Because I have car payments every month, I have insurance, I have a car registration now, I have all my gas. It's like, well, wait a minute, really? Do I really need that? That which I claimed was my freedom. So we each have those things that we think gives us our freedom, but they're really a false sense of freedom. Because truly, if I got rid of my car, I'd have about $800 more a month. And when I really want to go somewhere, I can either call a friend, call one of these car places, I don't want to drop any names, or go rent a car for a week, a month, or whatever I need, which would be a whole lot more freedom, because I can just buy their insurance with it. I don't have to worry about it. Anyway, so all I'm sharing is, what are your prisons that you think are actually giving you freedom? Because often when we really look at them and get beyond the fear of what we think it would be to be without something, would we be better off without it maybe? So it's that question. In the moment, is it serving me? If it's serving you, everything opens. Everything just keeps flowing. If it doesn't, it becomes a struggle. And I know for a lot of us in the United States, life has become a struggle because there's so much we're supposed to be doing or achieving or having. And the expenses are outrageous. To try to buy a house again in some of the places I had homes again, just places that used to be so-called inexpensive. Now you can't find a piece of garbage for under, for they're 500,000 or more for just really this crappy built piece of thing calling itself a home. But that's not the point. It's like it's gotten so out of balance, and we just keep striving for all those things we think we need, and I think that are going to bring us peace and a sense of belonging or worthiness or whatever our belief system is. But right now, I'm just letting it all go. I'm just choosing in this moment what is really supporting me. Being careful of my words, because the word is powerful. So I noticed in my life, when I think something, that's a very different thing than when I write it out. The moment I write it, I'm proclaiming it. And yes, some of the texts about the word was the first of creation. I believe it is. I believe it's the word written and the energy behind that and the intention that starts unfolding. So we have to be careful what we're saying, what our words are, because we will be tested. And that's great if you're conscious of what the test is and how it's coming to you. So yes, let's be aware. Let's enjoy this day. I cut these off a tree I was trimming for my mom. I'm still in the Napa Valley till I go on my trip. And I looked at it and thought, I wonder if these will bloom if I put it in water. I'm going to save some. And after 2 days, they're already very happy that I saved them and put them in water. So anyway, okay, have a great day. See you soon, and be conscious.